Hey guys, it's Teresa. Hang on. I already had that turned down once and it was like, okay, let's just reset itself. So that's the good thing about saying hey guys, isn't it? How is everyone? I'm so glad to be here with y'all. I'm trying to figure out where my little camera is. Anyway, I hope you guys can hang out with me tonight. I've got some things that I want to finish up and some cool things to talk to y'all about. So I hope you'll hop on here and hang out with me a little bit. So when you arrive, if you will say hello, let me know you're here. I see that we do have one set of eyes. I'm really excited. And you guys, last night I got home really late from work and I came on kind of late and did just a very brief live. And I know right at the beginning, hey Janice, hi Rena, how's my friends? I'm so glad you guys are here. I know right at the beginning the sound wasn't working, and I know I figured out why, and so hopefully that won't happen again. But it was mainly because I didn't have the mic was attached to the second camera, and until I made it a part of the stream, it just didn't happen. So anyway, I want to put a comment. Linda, extreme storms on the way. You're not going to say, oh, girl, absolutely. You stay safe, Linda. Yes, if you need to hop off. But let us know that you're okay if you don't mind. Storms are frightening. They just so unpredictable. But anyway, listen, I want to talk to y'all before we get started on the craft thing. So I don't know, in case you haven't seen, the Craft Round the Clock TV is going live on June the 30th. And so here's what I wanted to talk to y'all about. We need you. We need all of you. We need your support. First of all, we need your prayer. We need you to pray for the channel, pray for those of us who are participating as creatives. Um, we want to do this well. We want to be a positive influence in our world. And I know that even here on this page, there's a lot of positive, encouraging things that happen. Y'all encourage me every single time. And I just cannot tell you how much you bless me. Um, but we want to do that for a lot of other people too. Um, Hi, Francis. I'm so glad y'all are here. Anyway, so one of the ways that we can reach more people is if you help spread the word. You let your friends know. Whenever we have the um, posts that talk about it and where they can find it, let your friends know, if you will. Be a part of that spreading the word thing. And one of the other things that's really important to help each of us that are creatives grow, that will help the channel, that will help reaching others, all of it is to tell your friends about our lives on Facebook. If you're over on Instagram and you see it there, tell our friends about it there. Um, you cannot spread the word enough. I'm trying to be careful of that word we all don't want to say. Um, because here's the thing, even though you've done it maybe once, maybe twice, however many times, there will always be someone that still hasn't heard. So help us. The best. So in my full-time job, I've told y'all I sell life insurance. And I'm just going to tell you, I don't advertise. I do not run ads. Because the best growth for my primary job is word of mouth and me and being a communicator, being a listener, being available. And so that's what we want to do in this endeavor too. And we need you. We need you all so much. So if you're watching this live or you're catching the replay, just know you are important. You're important in us being able to be a positive influence. Now, I do not want for 1 minute anyone to think that we are breaking bank at this. Now, I'm just going to be quite honest. I'm not making anything. I'm y'all. I'm just being honest right here. I am so in the red with investing in my business and investing in myself at this point in the journey that it's a total walk of faith. It is a total trust in God and what He wants for me and how He wants to use me. And so, if it means that I do not profit, I believe this is part of who I am, what He's given me, how He has created me, and I'm called to do this. So, I would like to see not be in the red, and I pray about it. But all at the same time, I'm putting my trust in Him. So I just wanted you guys to know that whenever you are letting people know about what's going on, I know that there's a lot of people who absolutely break bank doing this, and it's just amazing. And I know that we all kind of think, I wish I could know what that's like. I just want to. Here's my goal. Here's what I would love. If this could generate enough income that I could do it all the time, that would be my goal. Because right now, because it's just me and my paycheck by myself. It takes me doing a full-time job and doing this, even though I'm investing in myself at this stage in the game. It takes both things to make ends meet. So wouldn't it be nice, even at, especially as I age, if the Lord would bless me that this would be all I could do full time? I would love it. I have so many ideas, but time is my enemy right now because I need to work full time, and I have to give attention and time to that too. So that's just a little something from my heart. I just basically want you guys to know how important you are to the success of our endeavor to break ground in this craft channel, in it not just being about crafts, but it's about community. It's about reaching out to others. I mean, you guys know just right here on this page how many times people say this is their inspiration, this is their group of friends, and we're all over the country, we're all over the world. And so I think that having a positive influence in our world is the number one desire and drive, to have a positive message in a negative world. And my heart, hear me on this, my heart is to let women know they are treasured, and to let women know they have an outlet, and it can be through creativity, and to offer encouragement and something worthwhile that they can do too. So, having said that, I would love your feedback, and I hope that you guys are as excited as we are. If you will go over to Craft Round the Clock on Facebook, on Instagram, and find those, Tracy, our organizer and leader, is giving away Roku sticks. And I imagine once, I'm guessing on this, I haven't heard for sure, but I would imagine once the Amazon Fire part of it has been completed through its process, and it's in the process. It's she had submitted it and they had some changes, and so she's done that and resubmitted it. So I would imagine she's going to be giving away some Fire TV sticks too, just because I know she's doing the Roku. So you want to be sure to go over there, and she kind of says what she needs you to do in order to qualify to be in the drawing for those things. So go check it out. Be a part of it. It's exciting. Yes, there have been crafters on DIY shows before, but I don't think there's been a dedicated crafting channel. And that is extremely exciting and earth-shattering. And those 23 of us, 25 of us who are piloting it are nervous. And we need you. We need you. So, having said that, do you guys have any questions about that? Miss Frances is here, and she's also one of the pilots in it. And between the two of us, we can answer your questions and help give you some directions. So that's that I wanted to share. Okay, how about let's finish up some stuff, because last night I tried to talk to y'all about these piggy banks, and then I didn't have my mic set just right, and got it set right after about 5 minutes into it. So I'm going to change that tonight and improve on it. So let me change over to the other camera, and I hope you can see my workspace a little bit better. So here is this sweet little guy. I'm going to adjust my camera a little bit so you can see. Hopefully all the lighting is good. And I just think he is so cute. Look at that. Look at him. Oh my goodness. And the roses, I've got a rose I need to glue onto his little nose. And so I've been working with that. And here's this one. And it actually started out, just to show you, well, there's a whole package of them. Let me angle this up just a little bit more. So there's a whole package of these guys in all these colors. And of course, I didn't feel like that really worked very well with him. So my thought was, I'm just going to paint one of these to match better. Well, here's my problem. Between the E6000 and hot glue, I cannot get him to stick on this slick surface. So I have a couple of thoughts. Part of it may be the little button hole or knob back here that may be part of the problem. So I've got some wire cutters that I want to try to see if I can cut it off. I've already tried using my X-Acto knife, and that didn't work. Tried to saw through it. Oh, you know what? I should have tried this all along, the wire cutters, because that just sliced right through it. So let me get just a couple of more pieces that did not, because I feel like when I couldn't get it to stick before, that a lot of it could be because there wasn't enough surface making contact with the glue and stuff. So I thought I need to get that off. So let me just see if I can trim this up, and we're going to put this little rose on him. And I finished painting on the roses and the leaves last night, even after my live was over. And now I need to put the enamel on. I didn't want to do that while the paint was still wet. I think I've gotten all that off that I can get. Okay. Well, let's just try this again. All right, I've got some hot glue ready. I'm going to get my E6000 ready. Get it open. I'm going to put a little bit of hot glue on his nose. I'm not going to use a ton. Put a little bit of E6000 on there. And let's see. Put a little bit more hot glue right on the rose. Ow. Y'all, I have the little finger things. Do I ever remember to get them? No. And I realize I should have done that right about the time I get burned. I'm going to hold this on here just a second. Yes, cut the nub off. That's what I did, girl. Yes, yes. Sometimes you just got to think it through and have friends just affirm that you're on the right track. Thank you, Miss Francis. So, do you guys have any questions about the new craft channel and all the things? Y'all, I can't tell you how excited we are. It's just going to be amazing. That did it. Oh my goodness. Look at him. And look at that dimensional look. Is he not adorable? I think I'm going to also put some enamel on this little rose, because I painted it with Waverly chalk paint. And I want to be sure it holds up to children. So I thought that as I am putting this enamel on these other areas that are freshly painted and dried, I would put some on that little rose also, just to help seal that paint and keep it from chipping. Put my other little roses back in the bag. Okay, man, I hate that I burned my finger. That's just not nice. All right, let me put away my E6000. Yes, that's right, Miss Francis. Sometimes I just have to make mistakes before I can get to the right answer. Don't you? Goodness gracious. You are absolutely correct. It just wasn't making enough contact. All right, let me get my hot glue out of the way. I don't need it anymore. Okay. And here's my enamel. Let me show y'all. And I know, I know this feed is looking a little jerky. Might be a good word to say. And when I was having that problem before, it wound up being a problem with my internet. So it might be that I have to call them back and say, okay, we're better, but we're not where it needs to be. Because I am using StreamYard, so we can do the double screens, and it is all internet based. So still working on it, but yeah, that internet setting, I think they did see there was an issue in how much signal was getting into my home, and they did some adjusting, and I think they might need to do a little bit more. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this out on a little plate, some of this enamel. And just in case you've not used it before, this is kind of what it looks like. It's milky looking. It's a little thick. There it goes. Ooh, I probably got too much. So it's a little milky looking, but it dries clear. Because I've already done this side. Has already been treated with the enamel. Oh, Francis, you made so many mistakes. Some you've learned from them, and other times you had to have someone show you. That's exactly right. And you know what? I have not arrived enough, and I am not too good to say I need help. Let me just say. So one of the things that often irritates me is I remember when I was married and we would be trying to find somewhere, and I would be like, let's just stop and ask. He would never ask, and we would drive and we would drive and drive and drive. And, so much the same way. I'm not too good not to ask questions because when you ask questions, you're going to get to the answer a whole lot faster. Lesson learned. So when you put this on, it's going to look streaky and milky, but it dries clear and it's just perfect. So I would love to know, when you think of summer, what is an image that comes to your mind? I'll tell you what mine is. When I think of, okay, let me back up. When you think of July, what image comes to your mind? And we all think, of course, of the 4th of July. But I'll tell you one more I think of is watermelon. Is there another image that pops in your mind besides the 4th of July, or is it watermelon for you too? Hi, Kathy. How are you? Are you doing better? Y'all, this little flower just popped off. It just slid right off. Okay, I'm going to have to, I wonder if I should take a little bit of sandpaper and scuff up a little bitty spot on his nose if this porcelain is just too slick. Oh, the enamel is by Folk Art, and it's clear medium transparent. Let me turn it around so you can see. It says Folk Art enamel, maybe too close. But it does say on there too, full medium transparent. So it's a plaid product. I picked this up. I'm pretty sure I got it at Hobby Lobby. I've had it for a long time. And if you ever paint on plates, this is what you're going to want to use too, to seal in your paint to protect it. Making sure some of these areas, because some of these little leaves, I went through and touched them up, and after, you kind of look at something and you walk away from it and you start seeing different shadows and lines you wish you'd done a little different. So I kind of worked on that. Okay. So he's done other than, okay. Hey, Christine, corn on the cob and water fights. Oh, that is good. Kathy, oh, bless your heart. But I'm glad you are doing a little bit better. Francis, you may need to tape it down until the E6000 dries. The hot glue may not hold it well, if at all, on the porcelain. I'm thinking you may be right. So, Francis, do you think it might be a good idea just to take a little sandpaper and just sand just a tiny spot? I'm kind of thinking about doing that also, in addition to what you're saying. See, what's weird, so on my ladybug version, he's all finished, by the way. You set Rosebud out of the way. So Mr. Ladybug, he did just fine. Now that I think about it, one thing I did do different on this button, I put him on with the hot glue, and then I put the E6000 on the outside of the hot glue when I did that one. Isn't he cute though? Look at him. My little 3-year-old granddaughter is going to love him. Here's his little booty. He's got ladybugs all over him. And another thing that I did was I put a little shadow on them so they had a little bit of dimension and made them look a little more 3D. I didn't do that with the roses, but that's okay. But the ladybug has worked just fine. I don't want to mess with it too much, but it doesn't feel loose, and it's been on there now for quite a few days. So maybe I'm just applying the two together not quite the correct way. So more to come. All right, let me set that another way. And I'm going to scrape the rest of this enamel back into the tube. I'm going to get another brush to help me scrape it in. I really accidentally poured out more than I intended, but I didn't think I could get my brush down inside the bottle either. Okay. There we go. Put that away for another day. Throw this little plate away because I don't want enamel getting mixed up in my paint. All right, I'm going to work on this tray. I have to show y'all kind of the difference. Even the other night when I was working on this and we finished our live, I continued working on it. So I'm going to adjust the camera again. But look how that one turned out. I think that turned out really, really good. This rosebud looks pretty good. Let me turn it this way and you might can see it a little bit better. Francis says July reminds you of swimming in the tank. Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Harvesting hay, lazy Sunday afternoons, listening to the radio. Oh, man, that brings back memories for me too. You know what else I think of when I think of July and summertime in general is lightning bugs. You guys, I don't know about y'all, but here I haven't seen lightning bugs in a long time. But the other night I was kind of shutting down the house and I looked outside and I saw one. What do you think has happened to the lightning bugs? Does anybody know? Has anybody even wondered? I mean, we would have hundreds right at dusk. They'd start coming out and we would run and chase them and catch them. What do you think is with that? Oh, man. My grandchildren are not going to know what lightning bugs are. All right. I think I want to work on yellow. So I think I'm going to do, let's see. Because I'm redoing I'm not happy with this. I'm going to use this. This is banana yellow. Let me put this where you can see. And I was toying with using this sunshine yellow, but this banana yellow looks just a little bit brighter. So I'm feeling like that may be the one. I may use this one a little bit for some highlights. So let me get that on my palette. Okay. I'm running out a little bit of room. You guys, let me ask y'all, because I know Rena, you paint. Christine, you paint. Francis, you paint. Oh, Christine, you don't have them in St. Louis either. Janice's lightning bugs must all be here. Really? That is interesting. They've migrated your way. Oh my goodness. Well, can you like put some in your car and in jars and bring them back? Please? Okay, there's my yellow. I'm getting some white. Got to get my my black for all those accents. Let's see. Y'all, I'm going to get just a little bit of brown. Brown is a really good accent color to use with yellow in addition to the black. I may use one or the other, but I'm going to get a little bit out so I have options. Need options. Girls need options. Okay. Let me get these brushes out of the way. I had them soaking from that enamel. So I might use one of these for putting down my base coat on this. So you'll mail them to me. That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. I'd like to see you try. Oh my. I was reading another post. Y'all, I read a lot of different stuff online because I like to see what people are thinking and their trends and all that kind of stuff. But someone had asked on this thread I was reading, what are you so tired of seeing in the way of decor? And it was really interesting. Of course, everybody's got an opinion. That's the truth of the matter. And there were people that were saying that if they saw another gnome, they would throw up. And then there were some that said they're over the truck. And I still like some of that stuff. I mean, I'm kind of like beyond or past the little gnome. They're cute. They're adorable, but they're not my thing. But it just made me wonder, what is the next trend? Oh, Rena says, it's on Facebook, your friend of yours in Paducah. Oh, the Quilt Museum. Yes. Y'all, I haven't been there in a while. I need to go. That is really a neat place. If y'all ever make it over to Western Kentucky, to Paducah, you got to go to the Quilt Museum. It is absolutely, I mean, they're no longer just quilts. They're works of art. I bet I haven't been there. I bet you it's been 10 years. And here I live right here. Now, I did go about, how long ago has it been? Probably about 4 years ago. I did go to the quilt show. And that was just something else. So have you heard about the quilt show that they have annually here in Paducah? And it's usually, I think it's in April. But there are a lot of people there, but it really was something else. I was just in awe because that stuff's right up my alley too. Even though I paint online, I do sew and I've done quilts, and I've showed y'all some of that stuff. But it is something. It is something. Trying to watch my lines, my outer lines, the shape. Trying to pay attention to that. I think this is going to be much better. I don't know what I was thinking of just slapping this thing together before. I'm like, oh no, Crane, you're better than that. Come on, girl. So we went back to the drawing board. Oh yes, girl, they are amazing. And I know, goodness, some of those quilts, they work on them for years before they ever enter them in the quilt show. And somebody said to me, why don't you enter a quilt? I'm like, I'm not that level. That is incredible. And when you look at them in person, you're thinking, is that really a quilt or is that a painting? And then the techniques they use for the actual quilting part of it, it's just incredible. I don't know. It's amazing. All right. Let's see. I need to probably dry this. Let's do that real quick. I'm just going to dry this one because I think the others will dry on their own just fine. But I'm going to start with this rose right here. Now, one thing I thought I would do, and I'll try to do this. I was thinking about this. I got a different kind of arm for this camera. And I would like to bring it closer so that y'all can see my strokes a little better. Let's just see if we can't get it to where you can. All right. So what I need to do now is I need to lay in kind of my petals. Let me get a little bit more narrow brush. And I think I'm going to use this brown to actually kind of lay in where I want them to be. So I've got to think about kind of the shape of some of these. And I'm just kind of doing some outlining right now, placement. And then I'll go back in and start filling in all the details. Thinking about how I want them to be opening on here. Can y'all see okay? I might need to move it. Let's see. Let's do this. It might be a little bit better. Hey, Therese, girl, I have been wondering about you. I'm glad you're here. I really have. In fact, I meant to message you the other day to check on you. I was hoping that you were good and not sick or anything. All right, we'll start with this and see what we can do with that. Now that I have that kind of outline, so I know where my petals are, I'm going to actually get some white. And I'm going to start with the outer part of the petal because I want that highlight. You see what y'all are saying. Rena says, my friend is an amazing seamstress. She loves and does intricate wedding dresses and costumes for plays. Oh my goodness. Wow. So this week I've had to alter a bridesmaid's dress for my daughter-in-law. Yeah, I don't do that very well, I don't think. I mean, I did okay, but when I took it to her, I said, do not look too closely. Sewing clothing is just not my thing. Now, I can sew crafty kinds of things, pillows and quilts and, you know, stuff like that. Embroidery, I can do embroidery on clothing items, garments. But to Sew and alter clothes is not my talent whatsoever. Now, my mother, when we were growing up, she was quite the seamstress. And I mean, she even made our blue jeans. Now, we weren't crazy about it because we wanted to be like everybody else. But, we didn't have a lot of money. And she actually made our blue jeans. And I just think that's incredible. Okay, I'm going to start with this and kind of see how this shapes up. That brown will go away, but it was there for placement primarily. Well, my camera slid, y'all. Hang on. Sorry, I didn't know I lost you there. Let's see. Oh, hang on. I got a problem. So let me go over here because it's about to actually come off the shelf. Y'all sit tight a second. Let me go fix that real quick. Hang on. Gotta tighten it up. I thought I had it pretty tight. It's pretty wild. Y'all are seeing my lovely studio right now. Okay, I'll get y'all adjusted better when I come back around. Did y'all enjoy that tour of my studio? Oh my goodness. You just gotta laugh. I think when I tried to pull y'all more this way, it kind of pulled it off that shelf a little bit. Y'all are so patient with me. I should appreciate you so much. Well, at least that gave my paint a little time to dry, right? That's important. Thank you. It's really a hot mess right now, girl. I have been trying to come in and clean up some. Oh, I just realized I left another light off over there. I've got it turned on, but it's not pointing at anything. I need a drink. Okay. Aren't y'all glad it's Friday? Whew. This has been a crazy week for me. It's just been unbelievable. I'm trying to decide what I'm going to do next. I think I need to put in some shadow because I need to figure out where's a narrow, I should say, flat brush. There we go. Let me try this. I need to figure out where, now that I've got the highlighting and kind of where the base of the petal is. I am taking some brown and mixing it with some white just so it's a much softer tone because I don't want anything very harsh. I'm just going to do it like this. And I'm going to go right along where there's some white to create that shadow that's kind of like behind it. I also have more news to share with y'all, but I don't know when the time is, but it'll be a special live all by itself. And y'all be kind of watching for that. It'll be before too long. It's good. It's all good. And no, I'm not getting married. I'm not dating anyone. But something kind of cool. So y'all, I'm still kind of messing here with these petals and how I want them to flow. I really love this pink one, so I'm trying to get to doing what I did there. Let me pick up some yellow. I'm going to kind of enhance that a little bit. And I'm just going to now start taking it one petal at a time and getting that petal just so. And I'll probably start going in between my flat brush and my round brush. I'm just putting in just a little bit of the brown. You know, where I usually use black for shadow, this time I'm just going to try to use a little bit of brown. And then when I put that dark brown down, I'm going to go back with some of this really light brown right next to it and blend it so that it's just not so harsh. And I'm going to blend it all out. Pick up some yellow. Do you guys struggle with time management yourselves? Because, I told you a while ago how time is my enemy. And I really do struggle. Excuse me. I'm always looking for ways to do things better with my time and not waste time. I struggle. So I'm asking y'all if y'all have any time management tips and skills that you use to help you get all the things done and just stay on top of all of the things you need to get done. I'm interested. Sorry, I was concentrating. And I found that I really layer a lot of paint trying to get the tones that I'm looking for. So I may have to just let this little petal be what it is for right now and come back. And as I go to the next one, it will help me. It's kind of like building blocks. You got to kind of build one, then the next. So let's see. Rena says, I think I'm going to name my studio the Potty Paint Palace. That is funny, girl. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my. Yes, I am a list maker. In fact, this week my planner was very, very full. I had to even come to the point of dividing my day into 3 sections of day job, art business, and house. And when I say house, I'm talking about like, y'all, it's even down to the point that I'm having a hard time finding time to get my chores done. And so I found on Pinterest a list or guide of things to do each day to help maintain a clean home. And I just can't seem to get it implemented. It's a really good list. I ought to share it with y'all sometime on my page. That would probably be of value. But you get to that point where you think my list isn't working. And it is hard. I mean, I do have a lot going on with working full time, but I'm thankful that my full time job allows me flexibility so that I can do this as well. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to go to the next little petal because they're just gonna kind of build on each other. Certain days for certain chores. That's kind of like this thing that I found on Pinterest that kind of follows that train of thought. And I think too, part of it is I need to develop that habit. And they say, what is it? 15 days of repeated action becomes a habit. Is that right? Hey, Winifred. I'm glad to see you, lady. We're just hanging out and painting roses. How are you doing? I'm going to get this thing done yet. I need a little bit small. I need to get my small round brush to get some of this stuff right here. How's your owl coming along, Rena? Hi, Rhonda. I'm so glad to see you, girl. How are you? Y'all, I'm so glad it's the weekend. We're going to do Father's Day here at my house tomorrow evening. Are y'all doing Father's Day stuff or kind of what are your plans? I am going to, so my brother-in-law, usually he's the grill master and he does an amazing job. But my sister said, I don't want to do hamburgers because, I want Jimmy to enjoy his Father's Day. I said, well, hey, I can do the burgers. I've got a George Foreman grill. I don't do a grill, but I've got a George Foreman grill that does a pretty good job on grilling stuff indoors, and I can do the burgers. So that's what we're doing. And my dad and stepmother and my sister, her husband, and her daughter and granddaughter will all be here. My sister's son-in-law has to work, or he would be here too. You know what I think? I'm just thinking out loud here. This white is not as bright with this yellow, and I may pull in a gold or something to make that pop. I'm gonna have to see what I've got over here in my stash. I was gonna ask y'all, or I think I did ask, and then we got off on other things. How do y'all store your paint bottles? I'm searching for a good storage system. I've tried the spice racks, and I'm not happy with it, so I'm trying to find a different way. But I've kind of got them in a box over here to the side so that they're easily accessible, but I'm just trying to find a better way. Full of questions tonight, aren't I? Let's see. I'm good, Rhonda. TGIF. Let's see, Rena. You don't know, but you had a list and gave yourself lighter chores on days you knew you had less time. That's a good idea, too. You hope to do some next week on your owl. VBS prep is going to take all of. Oh, girl, no, yes. Winifred going to take her dad to a baseball game. That's so neat. Good for you. That's a great idea. My dad is one of those guys that he's got everything. There's nothing really that we can think of to buy for him. And it came up on my memories. Was it today or yesterday? I don't remember. Too much going on. We always struggle every year what to get him. And so a few years ago, he said he wanted a tractor with a backhoe. And of course, that's just kind of out there. But he was like, I really don't need anything, but that's what I want, and I'll get it myself. That's, he wouldn't expect us to do that. But anyway, so what we did was we did go buy a toy tractor with a backhoe on it and gave it to him. And he laughed. He didn't tell us what size. His birthday is this next week also. The petals are starting to come to life, aren't they? I'm going to switch back to my little round brush, get some of the detail work in here. So I laid in a little bit lighter color. I blended some white into it with that brown, and now I'm putting some yellow on there to help blend it also. Where is that? I really need a brighter, I wonder if this would work. This is lemon. Maybe I need that as my highlight. Whoops, that was good. Excuse me as I have my brush in my mouth. I just put my hand right in the paint. I got wet wipes. And take it right off. Okay, let's try this gold or this lemon yellow. Let's see if that'll give me that pop on the edge that I'm looking for. Because the white is just fading into everything. It's not being bold enough to suit me. And maybe this is what I need. Oh yeah, I'm feeling that. So those of you just now joining, I kind of shared from my heart when I first got on about some things going on. And so when you have a minute, if you would watch the replay and listen to kind of what I shared, that would be awesome. See, that looks much better. That's giving it that pop. Thank you, Rhonda. Yeah, Winifred. Oh, thank you, Rhonda. Tell me, Rhonda, how are you? What's up with you? You're always just so sweet and kind when you pop on here. I want to know how you are. Oh yeah, that's what I needed, was that little brighter color. Just going to pull that paint after I lay that in. I'm going to pull that paint forward a little bit and then just try to blend it in. One year we got my dad, y'all, this is how difficult he can be to buy for. We went to our local airport and we got him, they were selling plane rides. And we did that for him, and it was so cool because we live in a different county than where the nearest airport is. And it's just a little airport, nothing major. And the pilot actually flew out over to where our farm is and let him take pictures of our farm from the plane. So he had a ball. And the way we did it was a total surprise. It was almost like a scavenger hunt. We had clues all along the way, and he had to open each clue. And then we all got in the car, and we didn't tell him where we were going. He had no idea. And it was just so much fun. And he loved it. It was an adventure. And then after it was over, after we got through with him going up in the airplane, we went for a picnic at the park. It was just a wonderful day. Such great memories. Need to round this petal out a little bit. I may need to, where I put those darker lines, I may need to go through and put my highlights so I can kind of figure out how they're all going together. And I probably need to come here in the middle and do some of that. And then build from there. That's what I need to do. I think that's what I did on the other one. Sometimes you just have to refresh and remember, how did I do that? And then we've got this one petal kind of tucked in behind the red rose. Okay, I'm feeling that now. Okay, we'll go blend in the little bit lighter shade of yellow. Let me add a little shadow line. Pull that paint out. And pick up some more paint, yellow, to kind of blend into that brown, to kind of help blend and soften. You're just okay, just hanging in there, trying to stay out. Oh, isn't that the truth, y'all? The heat here in Western Kentucky is so oppressive. I know it is down there in Alabama, because you're, whew. But y'all, even here, it's just awful. I just don't even want to be outside. And I don't know how else to describe it other than it's just oppressive. The paint's drying out a little bit, so I put a little bit of water in there to dilute it a little bit. Need to put some right here in the middle, and then I'm going to actually make this a little darker. Right in the center, we needed some good brown going on. It's sort of a brown-yellow blend. Okay. I want that line of shadow behind the line of brightness. Let's see what I want to do. I want to get a little bit of light going on in there. And get this paint off this brush because I want to get my lines just a little more crisp right through there. I just feel like they would be. I'm going to add one more little petal suggestion right there. As it dries, it kind of lightens up. So I'm trying to, because I feel like toward the center of the flower, the darker areas are pretty dark because it's so tight. Pick up some of this lighter yellow. Now I'm not trying to cover up the lines, but I do want to thin it a little bit. It gets really hard to control the brush when you get in such tight places too. And then I'm going to add a little bit of this darker yellow. There is an artist that I like to follow that she's doing irises right now, and y'all, they're just absolutely gorgeous. She does, I've mentioned her before, but she does palette knife painting, which fascinates me. I have not tried palette knife painting, but she makes me want to try it. But man, her irises are just something else. And it was interesting as she was developing the process of them, she was practicing a whole lot before she really said, this is it. And that was interesting to me because I thought, man, her practice pieces were just fabulous. Okay, I'm going to let that dry, and I might come back and work on that some more. Winifred says we're in the 90s and next week we'll be in triple digits. Oh my goodness. Rena, you understand that? Yes. Y'all, when it gets that hot, there is no point in makeup. None. None. And my skin is not all that good to just go all the time. I mean, I don't have on a lot tonight, but I don't even know what the temperature was today. I had such a busy day. I didn't really stop and look, but it was gross. That's what the temperature was. So if you're like what you see here, give me some hearts, y'all. That would be awesome. I have added to my Etsy shop the Pickin' Peaches in a framed version. I just added that today. I found some really pretty. I can show you. They kind of look like this because I framed my original in this frame. I don't know if I can get it far enough away. But see, the frame is kind of that distressed white. Now this one is the original, so it's an 8 by 10. There's a lot of light. But it comes with a mat, and when you put a 5 by 7 in it with that mat, it's so pretty. And that's the picture I put on my Etsy shop. I'm going to put it on my Facebook page too because I'd like for y'all to see it. Get this back on here. There it is. So I thought, well, you know, some people may rather have a framed version of it and not have to figure out a frame. That was the purpose. My paint gets thick pretty quick because I've got my fan running because these lights get hot. So it makes my paint dry out pretty fast too. So I've got to thin it. My plants outside look so stressed right now because of all the heat. They're just pitiful. So tell me, what do y'all do for a living? Do y'all work in offices or what do you do? I'm curious. Kind of share with y'all kind of what I do. I love knowing what people do. I want to get to know you a little bit better. All right. I'm thinking enhance some of the highlight stuff again. Blend. Rena is a secretary at her church part-time. That is awesome. I love it. It's a hard job also. I have done that before when my kids were in elementary school for about 18 months. I got very stressed in my full-time job and went to work as church secretary part-time. And that allowed me to have more time with my kids for a little while. It's a calling, I think, too. But when you're in that role, you got to hear all the complaints and the grumbles and all that good stuff. Not that it's good, but it's just part of it. But it is ministry. It's starting to come to life, isn't it? Retired 45 years as a nursing assistant and secretary. Wow, the 45 years is a long time. I worked 17 years at our local hospital, and healthcare is a very stressful job. I don't care what role you're in healthcare, it's very stressful. I was executive administrative assistant is what I was, and medical staff coordinator, and I just did a lot of stuff. But it got to the point I felt like I'm going to die. This job is going to kill me. And then I just began praying about it, and the Lord just picked me up and set me in a totally different career. And I have not had any regrets. Of course, you never do have regrets when you're doing what God wants you to do, right? Oh, hey, is Teresa still here? Teresa, if you're still here, let me know. She may have had to pop off. It can be, but your pastor's wonderful to work with. Oh, that's awesome. That's what makes or breaks it. You enjoyed every day except the last year. The last year, I tell you, when things are tough like that, it doesn't sound like a very long time, but it can become an eternity. It sure can. Well, y'all, I think I've kept y'all on here long enough. I look at the clock and I'm like, wow, it's been an hour and 15 minutes. So listen, let me flip this back around. Let's call it a night. And I will try. I'm having my family over tomorrow for dinner. So if it's not too late of an evening, I will try to come back on here and we'll paint together some more. How about that? Oh, here's Janice. Janice says you started years ago as an executive secretary to the marketing director at a chapstick company, then executive secretary to real estate lending officers, president and vice president of a banking institute, and finally you retired after 29 years as secretary at a public primary school. That is cool. Oh, so you get it. When you're an assistant to the higher ups like that, it's challenging. It's challenging. All right, y'all. We will continue tomorrow. And if you came in a little late and you didn't catch what I shared at the beginning, if you will, go watch the replay. Kind of sharing my heart a little bit, and I would love for you to hear it. All right, y'all. I'm going to chill. I'm going to finish up this rose, I think. We'll chill out, watch some television, and call it a night and head to the bed. I didn't sleep well last night, so I'm really needing a good night's sleep tonight. But you guys, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out with me. I just love you and so much enjoy your company and what you have to say. And you make a difference. You make a difference. All right, you guys, I will see you all very soon. Talk to you later. Bye.